About 3 years ago, Mr. Raymond called me up, had a 1968 Dodge Charger he had been working on. He had bought the car, him and his friend had done the body and paint work on it, began the reassembly. So him and I talked about it. I told him I wouldn't be responsible for the body and paint because I didn't do the body and paint. But in this particular case, I would help him by putting his car together. This is a 440 Magnum, 375 horse, automatic transmission. Out on our first test drive. Looking at my gas gauge, the next thing I'll need to do is hit the gas station, which is exactly what we had to do as kids in these cars. So it's 1968 all over again. The only difference is it's not 20 cents a gallon now. Okay, we got our fuel back up. I've got to drive this out to Eugene and have the air conditioning charged on it. We don't do that in-house anymore, so this is a great chance to do a test drive and get a feel for the car. Right now I'm doing 70 miles an hour on the freeway. It feels good. It shifts at good points. It's tight, there's no vibration. I mean, this is really what it would have felt like in 1968 back in the day. Now this does have steel belted radials on it versus the original bias ply, so I'm sure it drives a little better from that too. Look at this, like they're doing something. Like they're doing something, you know? Hey, your grandma called. She wants her car back. Bye-bye. That's what I mean, you know? I just got out to the repair shop in Eugene. It's about a 10-mile drive. Everything worked great on the car. It tracked great, drove great, everything working like it's supposed to. My mechanic, he's gonna go ahead and charge the air conditioning. As soon as that's done, we'll disconnect. I'll head back over to the shop, and I think Kane's gonna be in this afternoon to take delivery of it. So, all good. With the air conditioning topped off in the car and blowing ice cold like it's supposed to, I can take off, head back over to Springfield. Now, one of the things I want to check for is shifting patterns. I want to make sure that they're right. I want to make sure we don't have vibrations when I take it up to high speed. Overall drivability of the car, just some last minute things. So right now the car feels really solid to me. As you can hear, it's idling good. It's in gear. It's idling at about 900 RPM, which is fine. It's an air conditioning car, so you need a few more RPMs. The exhaust sounds rich. I don't hear any exhaust leaks, which is really great. So I'm gonna take it down to first gear manual low and row through the gears. It's an automatic, so I'm just gonna wind it up a little. Here's second gear. Good solid shift and drive. And there you heard it go right into drive like it's supposed to. Everything working on it. Turn signal indicators. Our fuel gauge is working and accurate. Our temperature gauge working and accurate. Same with the oil pressure. I love it. Let go of the steering wheel. Tracking down the road. Beautiful. So this is very successful. I'm excited. This is a great car. When you take into consideration the style of the 68 Charger, one of the most beautiful cars on the planet, and then that, it's just hard to argue with one of these cars. I'm gonna take it back, make sure we do a final wipe down, get the dust off of it, and then the owner will be in this afternoon. Another happy customer delivered. Gonna make everything good.
Being all of, because we're, oh God, who is that?
Hi.
Hi.
I'm here to pick up my car. My name is Kane Raymond. I'm a chef. I've been chefing for 25 years now. I did a bunch of TV shows. I was on No Kitchen Required. You maybe might have seen me on there. Chopped, Food Fighters on NBC. I basically cook, man. That's what I love to do.
Kane, oh, Melissa.
Hi, nice to meet you. How
Nice
are
to
you?
meet you too, I'm good. Oh.
What's going on? I came up to Graveyard Carz to pick up my 1968 Dodge Charger that I've had restored here.
I didn't know you were gonna be here today.
Really?
Honestly, yeah, so I hope my dad, does my dad know?
Yeah, he's expecting me, I think. Yeah, I told him. Yeah,
Okay.
I told him I was coming.
Okay.
Well, I mean, I don't know, it's so hard to get a hold of that guy.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. I'll go hang out maybe with Will or something if that's cool.
Yeah,
Make
no,
a look at
totally.
some cars and...
Yeah, go ahead,
Yeah,
go,
all right,
go and
awesome.
grab Will. He'll probably know
All
more
right,
what's
cool.
going on,
Thank you.
hopefully.
Good
You're
to
welcome.
see you. Nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you too.
Well,
He's too young to have a car here.
What's up, man?
nice to see you, man.
How you been?
You good? Yeah, everything's good. Here to pick up the car, man.
You excited?
Yeah, it's time. It's time.
It's only been a couple months.
I mean, this car's really special to me. You know, growing up in New Zealand, you know, I was always like loving America and, you know, TV shows and stuff. You know, I used to watch Dukes of Hazzard and I was always like, oh my God, that car is, well, actually, to be honest, I think I like Daisy a little bit more, but the car was like awesome. So, you know, I fell in love with, you know, ultimately the Steve McQueen movie, you know, Bullet. And that's where I saw the Charger and I was like, man, this thing is just absolutely beautiful. That was really where my passion for Mopar really started. Wait, where the hell is he anyway?
Please, I take your car, do the AC.
Really?
Yeah.
I haven't even driven it yet.
You haven't driven it, ever?
What the? How's the paint? How's the body?
Well, I mean, it looks great.
Yeah.
You know, I wish you would have let me paint it.
Yeah.
But
a good friend of mine in Sacramento, he's a body and paint guy. He found the Charger. I've been looking for a car because I wanted one for myself. And we took it to the stage where he couldn't do anything, you know, anymore for the car. And, you know, I saw this, heard about this guy, Mark Warman in Graveyard Carz, and I was like, you know, he's got to be the guy to do it. You know, he's going to take it and make it perfect, take all the bits and pieces that need to be done correctly. So I got a hold of Mark, and he was like, who's this funny guy on the phone from Australia? And I was like, no, I'm from New Zealand. And, you know, we had a bit of a laugh, and we organised him to come pick up the car. And the rest is history, man. It's like, yeah, I'm ready. Yeah, and he still kept thinking I was an Aussie. I had to keep telling him I was a Kiwi, but that's all right.
well, whatever. I mean, that's fine.
Next one.
Oh, you gonna do another one?
Yeah, when I win Lotto, man.
Oh.
All right, he'll be back soon, or?
Yeah. Probably about an hour. Okay, and you're gonna do some barbecuing?
Yeah, man, I want to do it. I brought some food. I want to cook and give some food back to everybody for like making it happen for me. Like a little give back, you know.
Dude, that's awesome.
Yeah, cook you guys some. Hopefully you won't get sick.
All the barbecuers out
All right,
here.
dude, let's do it. One of the things I really wanted to do when I came up here for not just Mark, but the whole team, you know, Will and Alyssa and George and everybody, you know, all the guys, was, you know, really cook something for them. You know, when I did No Kitchen Required, we went into these indigenous cultures and we worked with these indigenous people, and they would cook for us and we would cook for them, and we would sit around and we would eat together and we would laugh and talk and, you know, create stories, you know, and these memories and stories are really important to who I am, especially coming from New Zealand. It's part of my culture, and, you know, I thought what better place to come up here and cook something for Mark and the team and feed them and be like, thanks, man, I really appreciate all your hard work. Let me do something for you, you know? Let's eat a meal together, let's talk, let's share some stories about what's happened with the car and everything, and come to this sort of, you know, this really cool place. I decided to do something pretty simple for everyone. You know, I was gonna make like a really nice light coleslaw. It isn't really heavy mayonnaise based. It's like cabbage and carrots and onion and all these fresh vegetables that are raw with, you know, mint and cilantro and all these fresh herbs. And I did some little Moroccan grilled prawns, shrimp. You know, Mark's always shrimp, mate. You know, I'm like got this Australian accent going on. He cracks me up, but again, I had to be like, Mark, I'm a Kiwi, man. Stop with the Australian. So we did some really cool grilled shrimp on this wicked AMG grill. I mean, it's next level. I cannot believe it. I really actually want to get one. It was awesome. So some grilled prawns on top of that, and then I made a really nice little spicy green onion and Japanese like mayo that goes on top. So, you know, it's like a little sweet shrimp, a little spicy mayonnaise, and then this fresh salad on a brioche roll. It's like, it's a sandwich, but, you know, it's like there's heart and soul in the food, and, you know, it's it, man. It's it. All right, lunch is ready. Let's do this.
Oh, look at there.
Woo.
Look at that. You know, at the end of the day, I think that what we're doing is a good thing for everybody across the board that owns these cars. But I think it's also sparking a lot of memories and imagination of days that have gone by or days that could come. In the case of Kane Raymond, I think it's days that are going to come. He's a pretty young guy, so he's looking forward to many years of having fun on that thing. He made us a really great lunch. Fantastic lunch. That was cool. Well, listen, thank you so much for coming out. If I eat any more, I'm going to blow up. Thanks, buddy. I appreciate it. You're a good guy.
Thank you.
Good guy.
Yeah, I don't think that's gonna happen.
Will you? You know, the car's taken 3.5 years. It was worth the wait. This car is unfreaking believable. I mean, it is, you know, the words just sort of disappear. I love this car, man. I have this connection, this emotional connection to the car like I do with food, and it is gorgeous, unbelievable. Miela, I love you. I miss you. I can't wait to bring this car home and we can go for a drive and we can pick up your girlfriends and tear it up and down the street at 40 miles an hour. So you're safe.
Hey, we had had a great week at Graveyard Carz. Things went well. I'm surprised Will was able to do all the things that were on his wish list. He got our ghost imaging done on the deck lid of the 1969 GTX. It looks really good. I think the owner's gonna love it. Will also managed to work with George on getting all the sheet metal hung on the 70 Challenger RT, 383 originally, now a 446 pack 4-speed car. Once that was done, Will was able to do the final block and paint work. B7 blue is a gorgeous color. Once the paintwork was done, Will did the undercoating on it, moved it over to the assembly shop so the ghouls can start bolting that car together. The folks with the 1971 Cuda showed up, V5 blue car. This is an all-original, super solid, real-life V-code, one of 129 446 barrel automatic cars. So all in all, we had a really nice week. The capper for the week, of course, was Mr. Kane coming out. It's always fun when you get to deliver a car to a client. It's a beautiful, nice, pretty original little 68 Charger. So with that, the car is delivered, the owner is happy, everything is working great. We're looking forward to next week. See you guys next week. We've got a great episode coming up. Meanwhile, I am on my way home to sit at my little outdoor fire, barbecue me up a couple of steaks, have some Diet Coke because I don't drink, and get rested for next week. Hello ghouls, Mark Warman here, the Ice Tree from Graveyard Carz. If you enjoyed this video, be sure to like it, drop a comment down below, and subscribe to our channel. We have fantastic stuff coming up, and some of it you've never seen before. I gotta go insult people. Hey Alice!